Good morning, Ultimate Hustlers and Digital Empire Builders. It is that time for the Cortez Hustle Show, and today we got another wonderful show lined up for you today. Y'all know what it is. It's all about y'all. It's Free Game Fridays. That means we're going to be here answering your questions about marketing, about business. So come on in here, man. Hustle into this room. I've got a funny story to tell you as we are streaming live from Kansas City, Kansas, in the summit of the Black Mastermind. So click that like button, click that share button. Make sure that you comment in the chat the name of your business and or your brand, and let's kick it this morning.
Yo, what's up, Ultimate Hustlers, and welcome to the Cortez Hustle Show, the business podcast for the entrepreneur of the 21st century. And I'm your host, Cortez Hustle. Our goal is to give you a behind-the-scenes look at how the world's greatest hustlers build amazing brands, scale their businesses to incredible heights, sell more, make more, and create mass movements that impact the world. It doesn't matter if you're a seasoned vet or you're sitting on the sidelines with aspirations to one day unleash your inner hustle. This show will provide the insights into how pure grit, determination, and hard work has morphed into some of the most iconic brands and personalities, and how they are moving the culture forward. You'll get a mix of solo shows featuring yours truly, as well as interviews and content from other hustlers that I either know personally or I've learned from, or whose grind I've come to know and respect. And you'll also get exclusive recordings from our membership called Monetize My Life Academy, which you can check out at monetizemylifeacademy.com. That's a program where we go live every month with some of the best hustlers on the planet, sharing best practices on how we all can explode our brands with advanced branding and marketing tactics, business development strategies, and financial game planning necessary to build the empires we all desire. Again, that's at monetizemylifeacademy.com. If you like today's episode, chances are the hustlers you're connected to will like it as well. Share it with those in your network, and when you do, use hashtag Cortez Hustle so I can see you and hopefully give you a shout out and share you in my stories. So check out today's episode and make sure you subscribe to the feed on your favorite podcasting networks.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Cortez Hustle Show. I am your host, Cortez Hustle, everybody's favorite fatherpreneur, coming to you live and direct from the local Biz Marketing Pro Studios right here in Kansas City, Missouri. That's right. Normally we are live out of St. Louis, but this morning we're live in KC. I'm here for the summit of the Black Masterminds, Dr. Danetta Watson and that whole Black Mastermind group community. We had an exciting and amazing event yesterday. I'll tell you guys all about it. But if you are in business and you need to optimize your online presence, you want to increase your lead flow, and you want to ultimately grow your revenue so that you can expand your business and contribute more to your community, that's what we want to help you do. All you got to do is hit your boy up with an inbox, or you can go to localbizmarketingpros.com to learn all about what it is that we do and how we do it and how we can serve you and your business. Today is Free Game Friday. So if you guys are new here on Fridays, we offer free branding and marketing tips, strategies, consultations. So you can post your questions in the comments if you're watching this live, and we will get to those questions throughout the course of today's episode. So it's all about you, man. But do me a favor, comment in the chat the name of your business and or your brand. I want to give you a free business shout out. I love to encourage and help entrepreneurs wherever I can, because I know that it takes a tremendous amount of courage to be an entrepreneur. So comment the name of your business and or your brand. Do not be shy, ladies and gentlemen. There's over 120,000 people who follow this brand. So you never know who might want to connect with you. So Holy Smoke Barbecue is in the building. Welcome to the stream this morning. So a couple quick announcements, and then we'll hit you with our quote of the day. So yesterday's price is not today's price. For those of you who have been looking for the perfect sales and marketing system that includes SMS text messages, it includes your email autoresponder, it includes your website and funnel builder, it includes your CRM, it includes your pipeline, it includes your calendar. Everything that you need to run a successful business is included in our sales opportunity system, and the price is going up, ladies and gentlemen. So right now, because of my birthday celebration kicking off, my birthday is next Saturday, June 25th. We are going to extend our Memorial Day sale. So instead of $300 to get started and $97 a month, it's going to be $147 to get started and $97 per month. But after my birthday weekend, I have to raise the price to its fair market value because I have literally been losing money to give this to entrepreneurs who I know who need it. But now it's time for us to take the brand to the next level. So we got to level out our prices to what the market can bear. So the price will go up to $197 a month. So if you're looking for a good system and you're ready to rock and roll with your boy and you want to save $100 a month, then we need to get you on a sales opportunity system this week. Also, this month's webinar series, you guys know that we do a webinar every single month. It's free and open to the public. We call it the half hour of power, where I take a half hour and I share with you one strategy that can move your business forward. And this month, the strategy that we're sharing is live streaming. Should you be live streaming in your business? Hey, what's going on, Brian Woods? I see you. And if you understand that you should be live streaming, how can you do it efficiently and effectively and get the most bang for your buck or your investment? In this case, your time and your energy. So we're going to break down 3 key components and benefits of live streaming, whether you're doing that live streaming to Facebook, whether you're live streaming to YouTube, or live streaming to Instagram. There are some things that you could do to make sure that your live streams are beneficial and they serve as a way to attract your ideal customer and client to you. So I think that's it for our announcements, man. Every morning we start the Cortez Hustle Show with a quote of the day, and today is no different. Yesterday, when we were sitting with the Black Mastermind group, they had 4 key speakers. One was a couple. They had Dexter and Tanya Scott, also known as the Upgraders. They had Dr. Ruben West, and then they also had Dr. George Frazier. And when I tell you these people poured into us like nobody's business, it was flat out amazing, right? So one of the quotes that I have written down, there were so many, but Dr. Ruben West said, "When God gives you a calling, it's not a conference call." And I thought that was so profound. When God gives you a calling, it's not a conference call. What does that mean? That means you don't have to go and get anybody else's permission to fulfill the mission that God has called you to execute. A lot of times we say, man, I've got this unction in my spirit. I know it's a word from on high, and I am put here to do X, Y, Z. Then we get on with the business of doing X, Y, Z, and other people start to weigh in their opinions and why you should not do it and why you should not do it this way or that way. But remember, when God gives you a calling, it is not a conference call. He doesn't need anybody else's permission. He didn't need to 3-way anybody else in to talk about you and why you are the perfect person for this particular mission. No, it's not a conference call. If he said that you can do it, then everything that you need to fulfill the mission is already on the inside of you. The key becomes, just like when I talk about the acorn and the oak tree is an acorn. Some people say, well, an acorn is an oak tree seed. No, it's not. An acorn is an oak tree waiting to happen. What are you waiting to happen? An acorn is not an oak tree seed. I want y'all to get this. An acorn is an oak tree waiting to happen. What causes the oak tree to happen? Environment. So God gave you the mission. Everything that you need to fulfill the mission is inside of you. Now you got to look within the environment that you're in to pull out those resources that are already there. Everything that we need, believe it or not, y'all, is usually within the radius in which we already exist. And if it is not, you'll know it. How will you know it? Because you'll get the unction to get up and move. You'll get the unction to say, you know what? I need to be in a different environment. I need to be in a different room. I need to be in a different space. I need to be around different people. And you'll move. It's the one difference that we have, ability that we have, that a tree does not. A tree can't get up and move. Once they're planted, they got to make the best that they can with the resources that they have wherever their feet are planted. Not you. God gives you a calling. It was not a conference call. It's not up for discussion. It's now about time for you to get on with the execution of it, irregardless to who does not like it, does not feel that it is a good fit, that it's right for you, that you should be going in a different direction. No, he didn't give the calling to them. He gave that calling to you, my friends. So it's up to you to now look within first, and then look around you second. And everything that you need to fulfill that mission is within arm's reach. I promise you, people. So that is 1 minute more. The question quote of the day right here on the Cortez Hustle Show, brought to you by our good friends over at the Local Biz Marketing Pros. Listen, man, if you have a small business and you are looking to optimize your online presence, you are looking to increase your lead flow, you are looking to grow your revenue, then we want to help you. We want to come alongside of you as your marketing partners and help you execute some of the strategies that the latest online marketing pros are using. I put a link to a comment in the comments to our free marketing checklist. I think that's going to help you. If you already got someone helping you with your marketing, you can bump that checklist up against what they're doing and see if they are doing other things on that checklist. And if they're not, and you want some additional help with that, all you got to do is connect with us. So we're talking Q&A for small businesses around the topics of branding and marketing. Tammy, I see you. Tammy, we need to reschedule our meeting, man. I hate that I was actually the MC of the entire conference yesterday, so I couldn't pull away. So I apologize. That we definitely need to reconnect on that. So post your comments and your questions about branding, marketing, social media, business in general. We're going to have a conversation. For those of you who are not quite in a position to type, then we have been studying this document. So let me grab the link for you and put this in the comments for you as well. 12 marketing truths that nobody really wants to talk about, right? So here's a link to that article. So for those of you who are serious about your business, then you got to understand something about marketing. The first thing you got to understand about marketing is online marketing is not a campaign, it's a commitment, right? You have to commit to bringing your business online and keeping it there and figuring out how to best optimize it so that you are constantly in front of not everybody. You're not constantly in front of everybody. You're constantly in front of the people that are more likely to be in the market for your service. That is the key, ladies and gentlemen. As they say, if you are marketing to everybody, you are marketing to nobody, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to continue to talk. So if you guys got questions, post those questions. I'll answer any questions that you have. But in the meantime, we'll go through this article. And it's funny because I'm not in my natural environment. So this is a little weird for me. I don't have my second screen. So I'm kind of going back and forth. So if I miss a comment, just be patient with me. I'm going to go back and forth, toggle back and forth between the article and seeing your comments and that kind of thing. But do not be afraid to ask questions. Yesterday, as I was the MC for the Summit of the Black Mastermind discussion, we had we had two international influencers in the room, and we had the upgraders are probably international in their travels as well, but multi-million-dollar earners And it was amazing that we had to coax the crowd to ask questions about how to win in business from people who have been in business. Dr. Frazier has been in business and teaching business concepts and strategies for over 40 years. The upgraders are very successful in direct sales and coaching and consulting and public speaking. And then Dr. Ruben West literally goes around the world talking to world leaders. And we had to coax the crowd to ask questions to that group of people. And I don't want you guys to feel embarrassed. There's no question that is what I call unaskable, right? Sometimes we think that if we're asking questions, we're a little embarrassed that people should expect us to know certain things. And no, you are here to get fed. And if I have what you need, ask your question, and we'll get to as many of them as we can today. So we talked about earlier, or the last couple of weeks, that online marketing is not a campaign, it's a commitment. I am committed to growing my business using the latest and the greatest online marketing tips, strategies, tactics, and resources. And I think you should be the same way. Even if you run a small local business and you're not on the internet all the time, you should allocate some time to learning at least one strategy per month that can help get your business online and more exposure. When I was looking at some information yesterday about online strategies, here's what it said about small businesses and when it comes to online. Did you know 60% of small businesses don't even have a website? 50% of small businesses use social media to promote their products and services. So what does that mean? That means there's another 50% not even on social media. So 60% don't have a website, 50% are not even using social media to promote their business. Now, the funny thing about that 50% who's not using social media to promote their businesses, they're on social media personally, right? But they haven't decided and made the commitment to say, hey, just as I post pictures of my family on my personal page, I'm going to create and dedicate some time to post information about my products and services, my business and my brand on my business page. They just haven't made that commitment. 50% of small businesses are not using social media to promote their business. 60% do not even have a website yet. So we've got to bring these businesses online, because the reason that I got into the small business space is because I understand that small businesses are the foundation of the economy in this country. There's the small business owners that are literally moving the economy forward. And some of these small businesses have amazing products that will not only do well locally, they'll do well nationally, but they don't understand the power and digital marketing and social media to go from a local brand to a national brand. And that's why I got into this space. The other reason that I got into this space is because I also know that it is a small local mom and pop shop that is more likely to sponsor my little league basketball team. This is a small mom and pop shop that is more likely to contribute to some of the foundations that I adore and that I am associated with and that I support. It is the small mom and pop, the local businesses that are more likely to contribute more to charity and host charitable events, to show up at town hall meetings and things of that nature, to really push change forward. So I want to help them optimize their presence. I want to help them expand, increase their lead flow. I want to help them grow their revenue so that they can expand their business, meaning grow and hire more people from the local community, right? And then ultimately, that's going to put them in a position to contribute even more to those local communities that they serve. So we got to understand the power of buying local, supporting local, shopping local. I'm not saying that there's anything against the mega giants, right? Walmart brings a lot to the table. Target brings a lot to the table. Amazon brings a lot to the table, right? But when's the last time you was able to walk into Amazon and ask them to donate to a cause that is creating change in your community? They just don't have the boots on the ground in that way to be able to do that, but your local mom and pop shops do. So let's show them some love and help them get to the next level. And that's what I'm here for. So we're continuing our discussion. If you guys have questions, post them in the comments today. So we know that online marketing is not a campaign, it's a commitment. We know that social media alone does not work. You need social media, but you also need your own home. You need your own website where you can dictate, where you can control, where you don't have to worry about getting shut down for saying the wrong things. You can literally speak to your customers and your clients from your website in the way that you actually want to connect with them and not worried about being booted off the platform. We also know that putting money behind poor ads does not make them better. So your advertising has to be able to capture people's attention. Your advertisement must speak to their pain, and then your advertisement must have a strong call to action. And if it's not, stop putting money behind it. Come up with new creatives to get in front of people. One of the other things that we are launching in our business is paid advertisement management. So we now can manage your PPC ads. We can now manage your social media ads. So a lot of small businesses are being taken advantage of because they don't have the time to manage their own ad accounts. They don't have the time to manage their own social media accounts. So if you got a affinity for social media, advertising and graphics and things of that nature, it is a great time to be in the digital marketing space because small businesses are looking for help. They just don't know who to turn to. And a lot of times because they don't have time to study the effects of these digital marketing protocols, they often are taken advantage of and are not getting the results that they know that they should get. So one of the things that we do in our digital marketing agency, we not only manage the ads, but we also report every single month on how well the ads are doing. And we also educate on what we're doing in the process of those ads with regular meetings every month so that they can see how those ads are doing. So there's a lot of space if you're interested in the digital marketing world and how you can serve small local businesses, right? So you can't hire everything out. This is another huge thing when it comes to leveraging social media to grow a business. Right, Mark says, and would they, even if Amazon and the big boys had boots on the ground, would they even contribute to local causes, right? And that's why shopping local is so critically important. And I've always been someone who pulled for underdogs, man. I literally want to turn small businesses into big businesses, right? And then I'm going to start throwing rocks at them if they ever become too big and start losing their way and stop contributing to the local community. So understanding that the power of marketing, when it comes to social media is meant for you to be, for a small business to be able to connect to their audience in a way that they've never been able to engage with an owner of a business before. And that being vulnerable, that day-to-day interaction, that sharing of the vision, right, can really make the difference between you and the bigger businesses out there. So continue to, with your questions, comments, put them in and we'll address them. But now it is time for 1 minute motivation. If you're new to the Cortez Hustle Show, then we do something called 1 minute motivation. 1 minute motivation is where we play a short motivational video, usually 60 to 90 seconds or so. And I'm going to ask you to comment your takeaways and I'm going to give a couple takeaways as well. And that's kind of how we roll here on the Cortez Hustle Show. So let me just get my devices turned on and let's get into 1 minute motivation, y'all, right here on the Cortez Hustle Show.
This isn't always fun. It's not always meant to be fun. And that's when you know you're trying hard. I have this haunting voice in the back of my head. A lot of us have it. We just ignore it. And it was there for years. So I knew in the back of my mind that I could pull off this whatever I wanted. I knew I could, but I was afraid of the work because I wasn't gifted with brains. I wasn't gifted with God-given talent as far as like athleticism. So I knew to get to where I had to go, to be on the same playing field as these men, to even try out for this program, I knew the work was going to be something that I didn't want to even attack. So I was just putting it off.
But yet you did it.
Because it haunted me. The voice in my head said, you know what, man? You're going to die never even trying to reach your full potential.
Hoo-wee. Ladies and gentlemen, are you attempting to reach your full potential every single day? That is my question to you. Are you attempting to reach your full potential every single day? That is the question. He talks about what was haunting him, right? My man Sean T. Hill talks about your why. We've always heard why equals what hurts you, right? How many of you guys have ever heard that? What hurts you, that stands for your why, right? So you should be using your why, what hurts you, to motivate you and inspire you. But watch this. What haunts you? What haunts you? That should also be a part of your why. Use that as fuel to propel you forward, right? I'm 8 years into this business journey and the latest iteration of my business. I've been in business since I was a street corner pharmacist at 13, 14 years old, when we got recruited, from as local kids to start running packs of narcotics for the older hustlers in our community, right? So I've been an entrepreneur almost all of my life, right? But when you think about entrepreneurship and really going to another level, one of the things that's haunting me now in this latest iteration is I've been going hard for 8 years and I haven't had a chance to take my wife to Hawaii. I've been going hard for 8 years and I haven't had a chance to take my wife to Cancun. I've been going hard for 8 years and I haven't had a chance to take my wife on an Alaskan cruise. I've been going hard for 8 years. My wife has never seen Dubai and a lot of these exotic places in the world. And now I'm like, okay, we got to go harder. We got to go harder, because when you really think about it, all life is time. All life is time. You are put on this planet for a measure of time. That's all life is, right? And the tricky part about that is none of us knows how much we have. So I could have gone hard for these 8 years, even though I'm preparing to live another 70, right? But what haunts me is if something happens today and I'm not able to fulfill on some of those dreams and those visions that I have of watching my wife on the beach in her bikini and with the white sands between her toes, and her reluctance to get into the ocean because she don't play with no water, right? But me trying to coax her into the ocean. She don't want to get in the swimming pool, let alone an ocean where other creatures are actually living, right? That's starting to haunt me a little bit. So my urgency in which I'm pushing my business is like, Cortez, you can't play around anymore, man. You got to really go hard and leave it all out there on the court. Leave it all out there. And then what happens, happens. I'm like, okay, boom, there we go. So now I want you to understand, use what haunts you. Don't run from those things that haunt you. Use those as motivation. You can't be afraid of the work. You got to embrace it. You cannot be afraid of the work. You have to embrace it, right? I've been doing busy work for a little while. Now it's time for me to do deliberate, intentional work. Now I understand, like I was just putting my foot down and going, not really knowing how or what I wanted to do, just knowing that, hey, I've got to be moving my feet. And now the path has been illuminated. And now I've got to say, okay, now I got to take some time, energy, and effort from these things that were busy things and start putting the work into the more intentional things. Like, okay, here we go. Here's how we're going to build from $0 to $10,000 a month before the end of the month in recurring revenue. Okay, next month, here's how we're going to add another $2,000 per month in recurring revenue to that. The month after that, here's how we're going to add another $5,000 in monthly recurring revenue. So in the 90 days, my goal is to build a $15,000 to $17,000 per month recurring revenue in the digital marketing space. I now have a plan. But even in having a plan, I look at the amount of work that the plan requires. Sometimes you can get discouraged, right? Do not be discouraged and run from the work. And he started out saying, it's not always going to be fun, right? But it could be. What determines whether something is fun or not? Your attitude. See, it's not always fun for me to get on sales calls because I've traditionally placed sales calls as something as evil in my mind. So now I don't want to get on a sales call and sound salesy and sleazy, but at the same time, I know small businesses could be closing their doors if they don't have a strong marketing partner to help them get the message out about how good their products and services are. So I can let my fear of doing sales calls cause me not to do them and not offer my services and a lifeline to these businesses. That's why I always ask y'all that question that Ray Higdon posed to me. Who else loses if you don't win? My marketing agency, y'all, is going to be one of the biggest in the country. But if I don't win, if I don't make that so, that means thousands of business owners could find themselves going out of business if I don't win. That's how I look at my responsibility. That's how I look at my calling. Who else loses if I don't win? Some of you guys are going to get so inspired as you see me growing this agency from 0 to 100. And that's going to inspire you to go to the next level, right? But if I don't take the necessary steps, if I don't stop running from the work, if I don't overcome my fear of sales calls, if I don't overcome and make some mindset shifts, and I never become what my intentions are, then you may never get inspired if I never actually start to manifest these dreams. There's a lot of people, whether you know it or not, needing for you to win. So you can't let those people down. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for 1 Minute Motivation right here on the Cortez Hustle Show. Always brought to you by our good friends over at the Local Biz Marketing Pros. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. All we want to do is see small local businesses win. We can help you with your SEO, your website, your pay-per-click, your social media. We're solving all the biggest marketing challenges facing local small businesses. We want you to optimize your online presence. We want you to increase your lead flow. We want you to grow your revenue so that you can expand your operation and ultimately contribute more to your communities. If that's something that you need help with, then I want to walk alongside of you. Text checklist to 314-230-9171. Again, text the word checklist all together. Checklist, one word, to 314-230-9171 to get our free marketing checklist. And if you want to book some time to get a free marketing strategy session going, you can do that as well. We also have a free Facebook group for small local service-based businesses where we're doing a lot of free marketing training as well. So you guys don't have any questions about your marketing journey, any questions about your business journey? You don't have to have any. I'm just saying, if you do, post them in the comments. So we're talking about 12 harsh truths about marketing that no one wants to talk about, right? And your in-person experience is poor, your online brand will suffer, right? So when people come into your store or they come and see you in person, like yesterday and today, I'm hanging out with the Black Mastermind group. This is my first time meeting Dr. Watson in person. This is my first time meeting Dr. Kevin in person. This is my first time meeting Dr. Lakeisha in person, right? Now, I have to be certain that my online in-person representation matches my online representation, right? I got to be as eagerly to help people in person live to help them get through what they're going through. And it's got to match my online person, because if I'm this bubbly, jovial dude online and people see my energy and they feel my heart, but then when I'm in person and I'm cold and I don't want to connect and I'm standoffish, I'm distant, they're like, Cortez ain't who we thought we would. That online persona must not be real, or he's faking in person. So something ain't jiving, something ain't connecting. And it's like, oh, okay. That's going to hurt your online brand. So whatever you're doing online, this is why people got to be careful about putting out this perfect image online, because people will ultimately see you in person. And if that person that they meet in person is not in line with the person that they are falling in love with online, it's going to hurt your online brand. All right. Hey, Lanice and Chris Elliott are on. These are the owners of Trio Banquet Center and Rentals. They have an amazing business, ladies and gentlemen. They have an event space that you can rent in the St. Louis metro area, the St. Charles area, but they also do all of your party rentals. So if you're throwing an event and you need tables, you need chairs, you need tents, you need bounce houses, whatever you need, they got it for you. So y'all make sure y'all connect with Chris and Lanice Elliott. Chris says, that's good. Let's see. Yeah, that's good. Who loses if you don't win? Yeah, Feed My Tribe, which consists of my business, referral network, everyone around me. Yeah, man, people don't think about that. Like, I want y'all to think about something. This is a good example of who else loses if you don't win. If Tyler Perry would have let the naysayers stop him or keep him on what we call the Chitlin circuit with his plays, while there were some people who won, he put some actors in place. Like, think about it. Tyler Perry now has 1,000-acre soundstage studio, Tyler Perry Networks. If Tyler Perry did not win, there's a lot of Black actors, actresses that we wouldn't even know today. They would have lost if he didn't win. If Tyler Perry didn't win, Marvel Studios would have never had a Black soundstage to shoot parts of Black Panther. The movie Black Panther was shot at Tyler Perry Studios. If he didn't win, there are some actors and actresses that would not win either. So there's a lot of people that you don't even know that's going to be connected to your success. And if you do not win, they will probably lose. Right? Lenny says, hey, how can we get this free list again? Can you post a number and Facebook page that you mentioned? Yes. So the number is that number that's scrolling across the bottom of the screen, 314-230-9171. Also, there is a link in the comments that will take you straight to that page to download that free checklist. Yep. So thank you so much. And then from that, when you download the free checklist, one of the things it's going to tell you to do is go ahead and join the Facebook group. And then you can get access to my calendar to book a meeting right there as well. Tammy says, my children and my grandchildren loses because they are one of the motivations of why I pursue a successful business. It's important that I show them what it looks like to win. Absolutely. But I want you to expand your vision, though, Tammy, because not only will your children and your grandchildren lose, but the network that your children and grandchildren are connected to, they're going to have friends that move in the right direction because they were able to eat from the fruit of the tree that you are planting right now. So your grandchildren are going to be connected to people that you don't even know that will also lose if you don't win because your grandchildren are going to lose. It goes deep, man. This ripple effect of a single person's success and what they touch. I'll give you another great example. Walmart themselves, the Walmart company, employs over 1 million people. Walmart themselves, there's 1 million W-2 employees that work for Walmart, right? But watch this. The vendors and suppliers of all of the products that fill Walmart shelves, if Walmart didn't win, those entities would be losing. If Walmart didn't win and become mega successful, the companies that have products on Walmart shelves, and some of those companies, Walmart is their only distribution source. Because they distribute their products so well through Walmart, they're able to hire a bunch of people. They've got vendors now that spend money with them because of their contract and connection with Walmart. This thing goes deep, y'all. So your winning is it goes so much further than that, right? We talked about yesterday when I was with Dr. Watson and Dr. Claude Anderson, Dr. Ruben West, and the Scotts, how Dr. West's story is he thought he was going to be influencing millions of people in the terms of sitting in front of crowds of tens of thousands of people delivering a message. Let me get this other quote from Dr. Ruben West. Let me see, because I know I got it down here. Oh, here it is. So this is what I'm saying. You can speak to the world, or you can speak to a world changer, and it's the same. See, he thought that, hey, I'm going to build this brand as a speaking trainer and coach, and I'm going to go out here, I'm going to speak to tens of millions of people through my speaking networks, through my social media, and all of that. But no, he doesn't do that. He speaks to small rooms, 3 to 5 people in the room, but the 3 to 5 people in those rooms, guess who they are? They're kings, they're presidents, they're executives, they're people who have the command over tens of thousands of people. So while he himself may not be in front of a crowd of 10,000, when he is called up on to advise a king, and he helps the king develop plans, processes, procedures, and then that king runs it through his network, and that now what his influence over that king did to push that message out to the entire kingdom. You can speak to the world, or you can speak to a world changer, and it's the same, y'all. Never discount the value and the impact that you are having on a single person's life, because you never know if that single person ends up becoming Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X. You never know if that single person that you influenced and impacted with a quote that you posted on your social media then starts to live by that quote and change their lives, and that person becomes Barack Obama, President Barack Obama. Let me put some respect on his name. I never discount the impact. That's why sometimes I look at my numbers and I'm like, man, I hope they're sharing the show, because I think today was some good stuff, right? I see 7 people live. I can't worry about why my show isn't having thousands of people watching me live, because maybe I'm not supposed to speak to the world. Maybe the 7 of you who are watching are world changers, and what I influence and impact you in a way becomes something major, and you go on and you're the one that speaks to tens of thousands of people every day. Ones that are supposed to be here are here. The ones that I'm supposed to serve, they will find me. They will find this content. I don't have to worry about that, right? When I put the seed in the ground, do I have to worry about knowing the biology of a seed and how it dies first before it actually grows, and the husk and everything that was around the seed actually becomes the food that the seed eats to spread? I don't have to be, I'm not in control of any of that. My job is to put the seed in the ground, keep the weeds away, and try to make sure that the seed is getting adequate water and sunshine. But I don't control any of that, right? So we're talking about leveraging 12 harsh truths that people don't talk about when it comes to marketing. Cheesy posts turn people off. Cheesy posts turn people off. You should be looking at creating posts that are authentic, posts that come from a vulnerable place. Sometimes we don't want to be vulnerable. I told you I was going to tell y'all a funny story. In my haste to get to Kansas City to connect with Dr. Watson and Dr. George Frazier and Dr. West, and I didn't even know Dr. West was going to be here. I knew the upgraders were on the program, so I was excited to connect with them. I put my wife's luggage in the car. I had my bag of shoes. I had my bag of fruit for the road. Of course, I had my backpack with my laptop and my webcam and my tablets, and I got my tripods and my desktop tripod, my big tripod. I put all of that stuff in the car, and we get on the road and we are hitting it. My wife and I have some great conversations. Man, we just love to get the road. And I know that she's going to get an opportunity to get away from the kiddos and the family, and she's going to get to some chill time. I'm going to get to talk to some influencers and really get to connect with one of my mentors who I've been working with for the last 8 months. And I'm excited. And in all of that excitement, do y'all know that I packed everything for this trip except my own luggage? We get to, I think the first stop that we were to go is we had a meet and greet Wednesday night at Dave & Buster's. And I go open up the trunk and I'm like, oh my goodness. I have no clothes, none, zero, zilch, except the clothes on my back, right? And I ain't rich yet. I don't have the type of resources to be going to the store and buying a whole 4 or 5 days worth of clothes. But I also am not going to miss this opportunity to serve this community that has poured into me so long. So yeah, Mark, I'm out here in these streets with the clothes that I had on my back, man. So I had to go to Walmart, get me a pair of khakis or two, get whatever that they had. Right. And there's some events. So there's an all white party. I got to go get me an all white outfit for the all white party tonight. It was just funny. But at the end of the day, cheesy posts don't work. People want to hear the stories behind the stories behind the ambition. And a lot of times the story behind the ambition isn't pretty, right? Dexter Scott, one half of the upgraders, told us his story about as they're building and growing their empire, they got to a place where they were financially strapped and their car had to be repossessed. And he talked to the guy who was coming to get the car, and he said, "Man, will you, meet me somewhere away from my home?" Because he's a little too embarrassed to have the repo man show up at his house to get his car. Right. And he talked about how he shared this with his followers. And that's why I don't feel a way about sharing. He said he shared it with his followers. And he said after the repo man pulls away with the car, he said, as they're driving back to his house in their second vehicle, he said, "I can't even look at my wife because I promised her mama and her daddy that I would take care of her." And he felt like a failure. And that story opened up their inbox, and so many men jumped into their inbox and said, "Bro, thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much for being vulnerable." That's what people want to hear from us on these social media platforms. They want to hear the struggle, because if all you do is show the victories, then people get the false impression that winning is done without struggle. And that's just not true. The other thing that being vulnerable does, it allows other people to bring their walls down so that you can create genuine connections. So the cheesy posts don't always work. The real posts with the misspellings and the poor grammar sometimes, those are the ones that hit. And yes, you're going to have the grammar police jump in your post. Like I have the grammar police in my post all the time, because I'm not trying to be grammatically correct. I'm trying to connect. I'll say that again. I like that. I don't want to disrespect my school teaching that I got in the Wellston School District, right? But I'm not trying to, my focus ain't being grammatically correct. My focus is in trying to connect. And sometimes we try to make the post itself super perfect. Sometimes we try to make the picture itself super perfect. And people are tired of comparing themselves to perfection, right? Yeah, Mark says many people are turned off with those flexing posts. Yeah, people want to know how you overcame and what did you overcome. Yeah, if you're going to show me a flexing post, also show me where it all started. Show me the Jeff Bezos in the office, raggedy little office with the Amazon sign airbrushed on the wall. Oh, that's where it began. Now I understand why you want to flex a little bit, right? You need branded videos like yesterday. That's one of the reasons that next week's half hour of power, we're going to be focusing on live streaming. Live streaming is a great way for you to get people's attention, for you to position yourself as the authority that you are in your niche and in your industry. But it also allows you to share stories in which you can be vulnerable and allow people to bring their guards down so you can make those connections. So branded videos are an amazing way to do that. Let's see. Your content is boring, right? We talked about that a little bit. Stop buying followers, right? This is something that, believe it or not, lots of big influencers have done in the past. And you look at those pages and you're like, oh man, this person has 10,000 followers. This person has 40,000 followers. This person has 100,000 followers. Yeah. But sometimes you can look at their content and see that there's no way 100,000 people are following them, and they post images and content and they're not getting a lot of traction on those comments, right? So in my moment of transparency, my page grew from 0 to 100,000 in probably 2 years, but that's not the same as having an engaging 100,000 people following you, right? Because when I first started on Facebook in 2008, no, that was 2015 when I built the Financial Health Mentor page. The algorithm was way different. and they rewarded me a lot more for being consistent with video content. So my followers grew. And then they changed the algorithm and they stopped allowing me to reach those followers for free because I was not paying for advertisement. I just wasn't, right? I was consistently pounding with quality value videos from a lot of different sources. And some of those videos went viral and my page grew. So am I proud that I have 120,000 followers? Yes. But I'm more proud of the 100 or so people that connect with the page every day that I'm building real lasting relationships with, right? That's the difference, right? The Dream 100 is all you need, the triple effect, absolute ripple effect. You are absolutely right, Mark. So understand when it comes to your online marketing and being on this journey, there's a lot of misconceptions. There's a lot of things that people are doing out here to make themselves look bigger than what they really are. So you can literally buy clicks, you can buy bots, you can buy followers, right? That's one of the things that Elon Musk was looking at when it comes to Twitter. It's like, man, there's a lot of Twitter bots out there that people are using to make their tweets go viral and all that kind of stuff, right? This was a big one. You don't need to be on each social media channel, right? And we'll wrap it up here. We'll finish up the next, actually, this is the last one. This is the last one. So you don't need to be on every social media channel. People ask me in my coaching sessions and my strategy sessions, Cortez, what platform to be on then? If I don't need to be on all of them, which one do I need to be on? And I'll tell you, this is how I choose the platform that I want to be on. Number one, I look at what is my primary communication style in terms of we communicate via video, audio, spoken word, and written word. How do I like to best communicate? I like to best communicate via video because while you can hear the inflection in my voice and a good audio, and the podcast does go audio to iTunes and Stitcher and all of those places, I record the video version of it because those who get to see the video version on YouTube and Facebook, y'all can see my expressions, right? Y'all can see that I talk with my hands a lot, right? And I think that's important because I think they say 80% of communication is nonverbal. So the nonverbal part you guys get to see. So I communicate via video. So me choosing a platform says, hey, I need to choose a platform where video is acceptable, where video is rewarded. So I choose Facebook and YouTube. I can't tell a story with pictures to save my life. So I'm not that big on Instagram or Pinterest. I don't like to write. So you don't find me on LinkedIn. You don't find me on Blogspot or Reddit where written word is dominant, right? So if you're picking your platform, look at the primary method that you love to communicate. Then you look at the platform that aligns with that. And then you choose that platform and you provide content in the way that you love to communicate and the way that it is fun for you to communicate, because what's going to happen is that's going to allow you to be the most consistent, right? I used to try blogging, but because I don't like to write as much as I like to talk, me blogging was hard. Therefore, because it was hard, I couldn't be as consistent. Video is easy for me. I have an opinion. I love to talk. So I can pull up my camera and I can do that in a heartbeat. So if you're thinking about what platform to be on, how do you like to communicate? Which platforms align with that communication? And is it fun for you to be on that platform? Also, look at the platforms that you spend most of your time on. I spend most of my time on Facebook and YouTube. I'm always watching YouTube videos, listening to motivation, and I'm always on Facebook looking to see what's going on in the world of Facebook. So if I'm already on that platform, now I just have to switch from being a consumer on those platforms to being a producer on that platform, right? Mark, you're so right. He says this is where your tribe and inner circle fills in the gaps. So ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for us here today on the Cortez Hustle Show. Y'all know I love y'all, man. I thank y'all so much. Y'all didn't have a whole lot of questions for me, but nevertheless, We got through another episode, and so I got to get out here in these Kansas City streets, man, and go find me some clothes. So I got to go shopping again today to find me something for today and something for our white party tonight. But I appreciate you guys all for tuning in. Until I talk to you guys next time, I want you to get your money up because you absolutely can do it. But more importantly, you deserve to do it, each and every single one of you. Now hustle up. But you've got to overcome fear if you're going to win.
You're tuned into the Cortez Hustle Show. Please like and subscribe.